welcome back to the Addicted Fishing Podcast, brought to you by Fishing Addicts Northwest. We are Lucas Holmgren,
Cameron Black,
Lonny Brooks,
and Marlin Lefever, and we got a whole lot other than just our podcast. We got our website, fishingaddictsnorthwest.com. You can check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, on Snapchat, YouTube, basically all the new social platforms. You can find us on any of them.
Don't also forget that here in probably about 3 weeks from this podcast, Portland Sportsman Show as well. We're going to be there. We got a bunch of booths hanging out there. And of course, you can find us all on the local rivers trying to catch as many of them steel hats as we can.
Please don't say steel hats. I hate
will be
that.
catching.
Yes, we'll be catching.
Hey, do we have the correct dates on that this time?
Yeah, I think it's February 9th through 13th.
Correct.
That's a Wednesday through Sunday, Portland Sportsman Show. That's like the hub and the who's who of this industry, man. I'm always looking forward to that place.
It's fun, but it's fun. A lot
Pretty
of fun.
exhausted at the end.
Yeah, and sick because all those people there that decide to show up with the plague.
And sick.
So we got 3 booths, the Gone Catchin',
Four
Hester's.
booths.
4 booths, yeah.
4 booths total.
40-footer.
So
Mr. TJ Hester is going to come down and he's going to have a booth there and he's going to be discussing some of the east side fisheries. These guys, I mean, he's just been over there just whaling on some walleye, whaling on some steelhead too.
Yeah,
and he's
combo
getting some
trips.
big bee runners, yeah. And so he's going to be joining us to kind of do a little east side flair. And then I'll have my guide booth there and some of my stuff. And then, for everything kind of Portland-esque, Southwest Washington, Astoria, Bowie 10, all that good stuff. And then, of course, we got 2 booths dedicated to fishing addicts. Of course, it's all one big happy family. But, yeah, we should all be there in force. Going to be the hub. We got a lot of new products from a lot of the guys and a lot of the corporate sponsors that support us. We're going to have a lot of new products, new patterns, new stuff there.
It's going to be fun.
What else is going to be there, Marlon?
Lots of stuff. What do you mean? Lots and lots of stuff. We're going to have
New
the Addicted
apparel.
landing nets. Lots of new apparel.
lots of new.
What about the landing nets, Lonny? Are those coming?
Yeah, they're supposed to be here. Yeah, yeah, hopefully.
They're coming. They're coming. What we're planning on launching them at the Sportsman Show, but I think what we're going to try to do is launch them before the Sportsman Show online so people can pre-order them and then either pick them up at the Sportsman Show or have them shipped to your house basically right around that same time.
And that was the product, the big lead up from last episode of the Addicted Fishing Podcast here that you guys weren't really ready to spill the beans on yet. So,
well, just like with anything addicted, and we've talked about this in our live feeds too. We will test and redo and test and redo and test and redo, and we will make sure that everything is perfect. I mean, from the differences between the last time that we've worked on this landing net and this time, it's just a couple inches of mesh, just to have the right scoop and the right material to be able to handle a big fish and be able to use it.
I will say I just got some pictures. Of he's like almost done it. It's looking sick.
Yeah, I mean too much material and you're not gonna be real effective at landing the fish. Too little, the fish is gonna flop out.
Some extra little features on the net too that other nets don't have too, which is gonna be nice. A little weight in the middle of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely a huge benefit.
is it a 40-inch?
And so what's the
42.
back? So for the guys that
42?
don't know, guys that don't know what we're kind of talking about, go ahead and give us the rundown, Lonny. I mean, because you were one of the guys that probably first picked up that net from. Where was that from out of?
Oh yeah, I ordered it out of northern Canada. Originally it was a Rushton landing net. The Kispiox is what I got. It was a 42-inch net, and it was a good net. I've had it for 3 years now. I put hundreds of fish in it. It's definitely getting wore out right now. The seams are starting to rip a little bit, but basically we took that net, and it's hard to order something from Canada. There's some loops and hoops you got to jump through, and it's kind of expensive. So we took that net, we upgraded it, and we cut the price down. So it's going to be, like, one thing we added was a little weight in the middle of the mesh part where the fish is going to be sliding in head first. And that's a huge deal, like with people that have helped me land fish and with me myself, getting that net under the water, because I can't tell you how many times I've scooped right over the top of them. And it does take a minute. I mean, a couple fish to get used to landing them in the landing net. It's not just like a giant hoop. You just throw them in.
It takes a little bit of practice because a lot of times the whole point of that net is you're netting those fish out, in knee-deep water, out in waist-deep water. You're not dragging that fish up on the beach. You're trying to do what you can to protect and to help that fish. And so you're still in the fish's element when you're trying to scoop it with what would normally be an awkward net.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to be for the catch and release fisheries, like you said, in waders. Yep. in a couple foot of water.
Well, no, we use it for hatchery a lot too.
Oh yeah, it's just easier.
It's a convenient net to use, but the primary focus behind it is to reduce the stress on fish, not drag them up on the bank, and keep them in the water when you're handling them, and that's the primary use for the net.
And it's way easier, like say if you're bank fishing, it's way easier to carry this net, just kind of roll it up, put it in your backpack.
I was just going to say for the raft.
Versus a big hoop net, and the raft too. Yeah. It's not the easiest net in the world to use out of a boat that sits high on the water. Like out of my raft, I can do it, no problem. It sits kind of low, but out of a drift boat, you kind of got to lean over. It's a pain, but it's worth it.
Yeah, but it's one of those things too. You row over to the bank and you hop out and you use the net on the bank.
9 times out of 9.5, when you can row over, you're gonna anyways when you're fighting a fish.
Exactly.
It's just, especially wild fish, you want to get a picture with it, so you're gonna bring it to the bank.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And trophy fish.
And get it out of the hole too, because you don't want to sit there and burn the hole with the fish just tearing up.
And big fish don't just sit quiet once you've landed them.
Yeah. You put them in the net. You leave them in the net the whole time. You pop the hook or leave the hook in. You kind of rejuvenate them in the net. It's easy to get situated because we all want to get a picture of our trophy. So you just kind of work them around, get the camera guy ready, whatever, and you pick them out of the net. Get your snapshot, your grip and grin, and then put them back in the net.
No, just today. I mean, what's nice too is after I netted a nice wild, probably about 10, 11 pounds for a client today. He hopped out of the boat. I let him just hold the net, just hold the fish right there in the water. The whole time you're dealing with all that stuff. That fish is in a perfect recovery position. Yeah. Usually when you're letting those fish go out of the net, they are ready to go and they are bolting out. So I mean,
and the material too. It's a knotless nylon, so it's not hurting the fish whatsoever.
Not descaling them. You never see scales out. No, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Pretty much the ideal steelhead and big trout.
I think it's going to be used for multiple applications. I think any trout fishermen are going to love it, and we'll probably launch a smaller one eventually down the road for trout fishermen, like a 36-inch one, I would think.
Yeah, this one's going to be 42, and it'll have a tape measure burned into it, kind of integrated into it, so it's easy to get a quick length measurement. The girth is still on you. You got to either cut your line off and kind of measure around it with that, tie a knot in your line.
Me and Lonny were talking this weekend on the river, though. I'm looking at getting some measuring tapes made that will actually sell with the net, so that way you can get the girth on your fish as well for the trophy fish that you want to know how much.
I'm going to need the one.
The other cool thing is it has the notch for the scale if you want to try to weigh it.
Yeah, in the middle of the handle, a little notch, so you can put your scale in it and get a quick weight, actual weight, not having to. Yeah, you don't have to guess. You don't have to use the formula for A squared plus B squared equals a 20-pound steelhead.
Which everyone's got to everyone's got to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of those. But if you have a scale, you put it in the net and you just boop, real quick.
What about the new floats coming out here?
Well, hopefully if Hawken ever puts them out.
I watched one drain today with a nice feisty little steelhead.
I watched a whole bunch of them drain this weekend.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're coming. We're trying to. It's just like anything else. We're trying to perfect them, and then, cost. Unfortunately, cost goes into everything. So we're trying to, source the right materials from the right places to be able to keep the float at an affordable cost. We're shooting for somewhere between $350 and $399 is what we're shooting for. And just keep in mind, it's a float system, so it's going to come with 2 top bands. It'll come with a bottom surgical tube, and then it'll also come with your 2 weights that you need to adjust, based on what presentation you want to fish.
If you even want it, I mean, it fishes well without them.
It does, depending on what you're fishing.
Exactly.
If you're trying to throw something super light, it's probably not going to fish the best with no weight. So that's when you would add your weights. It's going to really be something that you can work on fine tuning what you're fishing.
Exactly.
It's going to be sweet. So it's coming, and I know I keep saying that, and I keep teasing people with it, but I promise it's going to be here any day now.
Liar. So everybody email Dave Hawken at... No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, worst case scenario, I think I have 5 or 6 of them, so I'll be good for a while.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, especially since you don't lose them.
Yeah, and I have about 10 of them, so, worst case scenario, I'll throw them up on eBay for auction and see what I can get out of them.
Yeah. I'll just low bid them.
And we're a bunch of... Well, shoot. Well, enough of the addicted product stuff. Let's talk some steelhead. Finally got a little. We all survived. I'm glad we're all here. We all survived the snow apocalypse, round 2 for the Portland area.
Hey, Jerry, and Josh on Sunday morning, we almost died. At least 2 or 3 times.
You almost died. I have torn cartilage, and I'm still out there fishing.
Hey, I called you
torn cartilage?
How did I?
Yeah, what happened to you, dude?
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm fat and out of shape, but when it was 12 degrees out and I couldn't cast, I pulled plugs all day with my raft, okay? And I don't know what happened, really, but somewhere between rowing all day and then there's a certain log jam on the river that you got to pull a boat or raft over about 70 yards worth of gravel. And I was by myself. And so I was wrestling my raft over the rocks, over the gravel bar, around these freaking trees by myself. I think somewhere in there it
did it in.
It did it in, yeah. And I woke up that morning like 2 a.m. like, all right, I gotta go to the ER. I can barely breathe.
And then I proceeded to send him pictures all day the next day.
Yeah, as I'm sitting there barely breathing, like.
Actually,
the next day,
the thought did kind of cross my mind. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna have to worry about Lonny getting in front of me today. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, because I'm sitting there in bed like, oh, I'm dying.
Oh man!
But today I went out.
Survivor.
And,
did some
pretty good.
spay fishing.
Yeah, okay, well, I busted out the fairy wand, the spay rod. Yeah, I've been...
Tell us how many fish you caught on your spay rod today.
All right, well, I spay fished for about 4 hours straight in the morning. I had one touch, which was probably a rock. It was probably a rock. And so I'm waiting on our buddy Phil. So I was like, I'm going to toss my bobber rod before he gets here. So the first cast, bobber drains, tore up my worm. I'm like, oh, great. I've been spay fishing all day.
So what you're saying is you're a horrible two-handed fisherman, right?
Yeah. Well, next cast, it drained again, obviously, and I landed the fish, and we didn't get another touch or anything all day on the spay rods. But I tried.
Well, it's going to be fun. Wednesday, I got a couple clients coming in from out of town and big-time fly guys. Want to put them on the river. Well, they want to get some Pacific Northwest steelhead. And I said, that's fine. And you know what? I'm not much of a fly guy. Like, no way, no how. I'm not even going to try to say that. But I told them, I go, just let you guys know, I know where to go. I know where I'm going to put you guys on fish. But I'm going to make sure I'm going to be like old Lonny there and clean up every single hole with some terminal tackle.
Forget the bobber,
just to make you guys feel bad. And they're pumped on it. They think it's going to be some kind of challenge.
Yeah, but they are going to be indicator fishing, so it's going to be a little different.
It is true. Yeah, it's just swinging flies. Yeah. Indicator and bead is like a fancy way to say I'm bobber fishing.
Yeah,
exactly. But it's harder to cast.
Yep.
Well, some of the areas that we're finding fish. Well, at least I don't know. I think we're finally going to get this warm up. They keep talking about, but shoot, today on the river. I mean, the water was perfect. The water was low. The water was clear, and there wasn't another human being on the river. All that rain we got yesterday just fell into the mountains, locked up as snow, and didn't even touch the river. I mean, the river you were on was gorgeous.
The river I was on actually had a really nice green tint to it compared to the day before. It was
just gin clear.
Perfect green. It was money back guarantee. Like that's I wish I would have just bobber fished all day.
A little color never, right. A little color never hurts anybody, right?
Yeah, it was great.
I like it
green.
crystal clear.
I like about 4 foot of his.
Crystal clear with a 4-inch red pearl worm. Money. Game over.
Yeah.
Game
I like a nice little green.
Over.
Nice little green.
I
enough to dark.
I was going to say, I like a little green just so enough to where when someone screws up a cast or I get too close to the whole rafting, then I know I got a little buffer there and I didn't blow every single fish into the next
I don't have to worry about
system.
that.
No.
Every cast is perfect. Some Marlin Lefever.
God.
Never messes up.
I didn't know what you were getting at, but never mind. Yeah. He just whipped it out. Okay, cool. No, but either way, like I said, we haven't been doing too much other types of fishing. I know Lucas, you ran over with TJ and did some walleye fishing.
Yeah, up the Columbia, Upper Columbia with TJ Hester doing some walleye jigging in 10 degrees or something like that. The water was 37, so we decided to go swimming instead, and it was just absolutely. We did some tutorials.
My whole drink.
You know what's funny is I picture TJ swimming right now in Columbia.
You got to see TJ.
Is out there.
You have to see TJ in his nice little hat on the tutorials we just put out.
His winter parka gear.
Yes, his winter parka gear.
I saw someone like this fluffy hat.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Is that a new Stormer jacket? Because it looked a lot nicer than his bibs.
Yeah, it did. It looked like he got
we need to start a GoFundMe for TJ's bibs. Because even when we overdid the King of the Reach, those things were looking pretty
haggard,
pretty tired.
Yeah, the guy's been absolutely destroying walleye up there. January walleye, which is pretty cool because there's not a ton of fisheries going along besides winter steelhead, of course crappie.
Yeah,
Cameron's been doing that.
There's a little bit of crappie going on, but like I said, the water, all November and December we cried, bitched, and moaned about the water being high, and kind of had to pick our days and stuff. And truth be told, even with the colder temperatures and some icing on the rods and reels, the last 3 weeks have been pretty productive. I mean, every time you go out, find some fish. Nothing red hot, but definitely fishable water.
If you can
good
get
water.
over all the ice and whatnot first thing in the morning, and your hands
Titanic.
freezing, everything's freezing.
That's why when Lucas was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna drive over and catch some walleye," I was like,
I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah, but have you done that though? Have you gone over there and
freezing.
done that though with him? I went over
"I'm
a couple
not
times.
gonna do that during winter steelhead season."
I went
No
over there
thanks.
a couple times last year. That
Let's
was
walleye
a
fish
blast.
during not winter steelhead season.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's walleye fish when there's no winter steelhead around.
Yeah, it's a food fish though,
Yeah.
and it's so good.
Well.
It's so good, and it's better up there than.
So are wild winter steelhead. They're delicious.
Oh man,
Marlin Lefever
Total
has been
joke.
to the Quinault,
Yes.
everybody.
Oh, Joe.
adipose soup. Yeah, I love adipose soup.
And then we did
It's like
catch
shark
one
fin.
steelhead on the way back, side drifting. So that was pretty cool.
Side drifting right down the middle of the Columbia. That
Yeah.
was a kick when we did that.
Yeah, like 30 foot of water.
Yeah,
or
30
something.
foot of water, like 70 yards off the bank. Here comes the pencil lead and the freaking corkies and puffballs and yarn and coon shrimp.
like-
Just
How,
drag it down.
How deep were you fishing walleye?
80 foot actually.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
saw.
that's
that
what was cool.
insane.
Yeah,
That
so it
is
was
deep.
nuts. It's actually we put out a little tutorial on just
So what's
finding
really
the bottom
crazy,
with the jig.
Yeah, and
It's
so you drop it
actually-
down 80 feet. It takes you about 10 minutes to get down there.
Yeah.
and then
here we go.
And then you
and then you pop up and you jig and you feel like you get like a rock or like a feather or something, and then you just consistently reel up. And it's like 8-9 inch walleye. What is it?
Yeah. Absolutely. Sometimes 10 or 11.
Do you even fillet that, or do you
10
just
or-
kind of gut it and pan fry it like you would a trout?
You don't even gut it.
Kokanee.
Yeah.
Or
You're just
kokanee.
gonna. Yeah. No, we would occasionally, get the 11, 12 inch, possibly 13. No,
Yeah,
the
but
wall.
one thing I will say, like in the videos you did, it is 10 degrees, but it's sunny.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, it was
There's not a
beautiful
breath of wind. It looked like it'd actually be pretty warm.
Yeah,
ish.
it would be.
Sun's on you.
If
No,
if
it
you
did.
had
It did
feet
look
left.
fun for sure.
Yeah.
And I do want some fish tacos.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
despite frostbite.
I want to eat some, but I want to catch some trophy walleye.
No, that's
Yeah.
the thing. That's what's
Some
cool about
big
TJ's
ones.
Coming up.
trips. That's
Yeah.
what's cool about TJ's trips. So we
As
were
long
just
as it's not
targeting.
February, March.
We were just targeting
Well,
those
guess
smaller
what?
fish. So we actually just started out, targeting the feeder fish more than numbers. But TJ actually will take you over and do, what he would call trophy hunting, and they're just occupying different space, getting ready to spawn. So it's definitely something you can do right now. But we're just going for the feeders. But it's mostly a difference in depth and something of that sort, and you can get into bigger.
Yeah, he said
bigger
something
walleye.
like towards February, the females will like start moving up and start picking their spots to making their reds and stuff. And then when they get a little more prime, all the males, which what I'm imagining you're catching are the smaller.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they all move up with them too.
What's too big to keep? Because I see people.
Nothing.
limit.
Bonk them all.
Kill 'em all.
See, that's not TJ's mentality. He's
No.
got. What is
Yeah.
his? Do you know what his size?
Yeah, I guess the idea is just like a female, a bigger female. I don't know if he had a size limit on it, but also the idea there is that the bigger ones don't taste as good. So
Yeah,
It-
I've
it
heard
makes
that.
sense.
Just
So-
like an oversized sturgeon doesn't taste
yeah, exactly. So
good. I wouldn't.
I was gonna say,
I bet they do taste good.
I heard they don't.
I bet they're really stringy and gamey. I don't know.
yeah,
Just throwing it
100
out there.
years.
Tastes
of
like bald
sturgeon.
eagle.
I ate a couple 5-6 pound walleye and they were pretty delicious.
Tastes like bald eagle.
So I'm not.
Pulled out of a river that floods with sewage.
Yeah, I ate a 5 pound walleye pulled out of a sewage filled river and it was delicious.
And look
I had
how
some of that
Marlin
too.
turned
It was
out.
good.
So
It was
So you
good.
don't want to go up there and catch 100 of them. It is pretty fun though. I mean,
No.
you get a load up if you go up there. I mean, it's
You
pretty
do.
good action.
Is
and
he
it-
fillet them all for us?
yeah, yep. TJ's on it. But even though there's no limit, there's a limit.
There's a limit on how many you want to clean. Yeah, 'cause
Yes,
he was saying
exactly. A filleting limit.
He was telling me a couple weeks ago. I mean, he was doing. He was having triple digit days. I mean, if he sat
Yeah.
out there for more than 3 hours, he could. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounded like the
Well,
guys
I'm
were getting
not.
what
But
they
I'm
wanted.
gonna,
in 3
if I'm
hours.
going to book a trip with him, I'm going to need him to fillet all 50 of my
Yes.
walleye.
Oh yeah, he's a guide.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they do.
Cameron
Thanks,
does all
TJ.
50 kokanee. I see him.
I head and gut them. I just fillet them.
Oh, you will if I go.
Fun book, buddy. Sorry. Well, but you know, the one thing cool about having TJ there and you kind of utilizing him for the east side and having him come over to the Sportsman Show, we get asked a lot about walleye, and you know, we get asked a lot about these other little fisheries, like, you know, not just salmon and steelhead, like kokanee and walleye, smallies, largemouth, you know, panfish in the Columbia and the tribs and stuff like that. And so TJ brings this real nice, you know, east side, west side kind of thing over there. And so he'll be at the Sportsman Show too, be able to ask him a lot of his walleye questions. We're editing up some of his videos and stuff for some of his highlight reels and stuff. So we're going to have a lot of good information there for if you're one of these aspiring walleye fishermen. And we have a lot of walleye around here. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
we
good
do
walleye.
We go do a steelhead trip with TJ this summer in the lower. I'm talking like low Columbia River, and we catch our limit of steelhead. And he's like, "Let's just go see if there's any walleye." He's like, "There's got to be some walleye around here," and we literally go on the other side of the river from where we were just steelhead fishing and troll 20 feet and hook a walleye.
Oh, that is
like
awesome.
that quick.
Yeah. There you go. Like I said, there's a lot of walleye. And you know, here's the thing: they're catching them right now at 80 feet of water. The water's 37 degrees. Okay, well, guess what? That's the same damn water that's flowing right through our dams and coming down here.
That's true.
Now, granted, they probably don't have the current and the tidal influence like we do below Bonneville. But I mean, you know, there's a lot of fisheries out there that have got to be unlocked.
There's a lot of walleye around here.
Yeah, there's got to be a lot
and
of
it's
walleye.
Below Bonneville, there's a lot of walleye.
You know, we just think salmon and steelhead, and when it's going on, that's what we're doing. But the fact is this is looked at, the Columbia River is looked at as a world-class trophy walleye fishery. And we're catching fish here in certain areas of the river that in many other fisheries would be, you know, a fish of a lifetime. And there's just so much opportunity here. But because we're focusing on salmon and steelhead, we don't.
I can't count how many times, you know, talking with, you know, clients in my boat out here from another area or something like that. You're like you said, focus salmon steelhead, and then you start talking about walleye and like, oh yeah, I caught like 300 walleye last year and they're all like 6 inches. I'm like, oh, I got a buddy. I think he just roped a 15-pounder yesterday, and they their jaw hits the floor.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. So yeah, you're right. There's some fisheries to be untapped.
Well, even bass.
Bass.
I'll catch like
crazy.
Largemouth. In the spring, Washington has some pretty big largemouth bass that people don't realize how big the ones are in the Columbia. In the Columbia River. If you can find the little offshoots of the Columbia, there's some big
areas.
Just think way back.
Yeah.
There's way back in those backwaters.
There's some largemouth, some big ones.
Up until about 4 or 5 years ago, I used to do a lot of smallmouth trips. Used to do a lot of smallmouth trips in the summertime, just kid trips, fun trips, and you go out there and you just put the wood to them. But now with these big summer Chinook runs, big summer steelhead runs, this year it might kind of go back to that.
Yeah.
Are the smallmouth any good to eat?
I've never eaten one.
Absolutely. And the thing is they do kind of say we should be actually keeping more smallmouth out of the Columbia to just get the average size up. I think once you get above Bonneville and such, there's huge numbers of them. So
you get above Bonneville, I always just kind of say, like, if there's a rock, there's a small one.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, even below Bonneville, we went out steelhead salmon fishing. We went out and collected some rocks for running lines, and Marlin has a bass rod in his boat for some reason, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you take a cast up by that rock pile?" And one cast, I hooked a fish.
We roll up.
It's like
I guarantee you there's smallmouth.
There's like one little pyramid of rocks out there, and I chuck it out there, and boom, I get a smallmouth. Wow, that's sweet.
So smallmouth.
Yeah, you can just run up to Columbia, bring like 1/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce jigs with like a little twister tail or
spinner baits.
Well, they're aggressive too. If you go out there with like a smaller rod, it's pretty fun. They'll tear you up. They'll tear you up.
Ultralights. And
all I used to do is run around with little bass rods and then drop shotting little 3-inch like white and pumpkin seed Senkos about 12 inches off the bottom with little like 1/2 ounce leads. And I'd have my guys just cast them into the shore, shake the rod tip a little bit, crank 3 times, shake the rod tip a little bit, and man, they just freaking.
We got to do that.
It's the same thing with smallmouth too. I think you guys, if you're wanting to keep those smallmouth, I think releasing those big fat
Release
llamas
the big
is
ones.
a good practice. But absolutely,
except they all eat smolts and they all should die.
Absolutely kill every smallmouth that's under 3 pounds. Just eat them all
in the Columbia.
Why not? They're there to be.
That's why there's
no limit on them now.
There's
too.
so many.
Yeah. And a lot of those are plants. I was just talking on the phone actually to Bob Toman, was just talking about how he remembers the first time a smallmouth was caught in, or maybe it was a walleye in the Willamette. Anyway, a really big deal. And also the John Day River was a plant, I believe, in, sometime, 30, 50 years ago or whatever, 100 years ago, something like that. They weren't originally in there. So a lot of these have been planted.
I'm going to put walleye in your precious kokanee lakes.
Oh, we already
think
got
if
tiger
Wall-
muskie.
We don't need
so-
no bucket biologists.
Dude, I
going
think
on.
if walleye were in
that
those
would be
lakes,
awesome.
dude, they
Well, they
would
definitely got a few.
thrive.
They've definitely got some pike minnows to feed on. That's for sure.
Nah,
Aren't they going to open up?
the
fish
Tiger
You know,
Passage
it's funny though. It's funny that we're all
work on
sitting
this.
here talking about like walleye and smallmouth and stuff. You watch in 10 years, we might be having this conversation about stripers too, because don't
Oh,
forget
wow.
that those suckers are in
Oh, yeah.
Columbia
They're coming.
right
They're coming.
now.
They're getting caught every year.
Yep,
In
40
nets and-
pounder.
I wouldn't be mad
Insane.
about it.
Yeah. I mean, how
I've
bad
never
can it
caught a
be?
striper. Have you ever caught striper?
No, I want to catch one. Alex from H&H, those guys, they have lots of connections down there. They said they'll take us anytime.
Yeah, so I got some through
So
Justin.
those
too,
those
and
guys
wanting them.
down in like Northern California are fishing them, during the off season, and seems like their steelhead smolts are doing pretty good.
Yeah,
with
so I don't know how.
with stripers still in the river, so they it works.
Yeah.
And I heard they were originally planted in the Columbia at one point in some of the more estuary environments for a little bit.
Well,
I don't know. I heard that the ones that they've been catching were Sacramento strays.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Like
just
in the
moving
nets.
up the coast. Well, they're in Southern Oregon right now. There's some fisheries down in the lower Southern Oregon that are not talked about often, but
And then
there's
unfortunately, pike are
yeah,
moving down the Columbia.
Northern pike coming down,
They're
stripers coming up. Our
yeah.
salmon are screwed.
They're gone.
Right.
Pike are coming down. Oh man.
That's pretty cool, though. I want to catch some
Yeah.
pike, too.
Yeah, they're fun. They're
We just got
aggressive.
to keep
Never caught one of them
fishing.
either.
Salmon and steelhead is so cyclical, and I mean, what's going on with these next 20 years of ocean conditions, wasn't it?
I don't know. I keep hearing all this talk about global warming, but it sure seems pretty damn cold outside this winter.
And it's all cycles. I think it's all going to be...
Let's not even have that.
Look at the
Let's not
dinosaurs.
have that.
It's gonna go up
they
and
were
down.
there, then they got gaboomed, and
Yeah, but they're
that
gone
gonna
now
happen?
forever. That's a bad example.
Oh, wait a second.
Look at the
Look at
dinosaurs.
the alligator. He's a dinosaur. He's still here.
Sturgeon. There you go.
Dinosaur.
Sturgeon.
Yes.
Look at
You
them
know.
ugly buggers. Speaking of that,
As
those
you can
guys are
see,
just-
we're not biologists.
Yeah, no. Oh, there's a joke in there somewhere, and I'm leaving it alone. Anyways, yeah, sturgeon though, as that Columbia just keeps dropping in temperature, more and more of them buggers are gonna keep piling into the Willamette. And those guys that are doing that catch and release fishery in the Willamette and Multnomah Channel are just smashing right now. We need to get out there and do that. You want to see a takedown video?
That'd be fun.
What about the above Bonneville catch and keep? Is that still open or?
It's open right now, and I talked to a few guys that they were out there on
I
New
wanna
Year's-
kill one.
on New
I wanna
Year's
kill
Day. This
wanna
I don't
eat
know if
them.
he wants to be mentioned here. They're out there giving it heck on New Year's Day. I swear they had like 3 inches of snow on their cowling. I mean, it looked like a whiteout up there. I texted.
Drew-
So we
Drew
need to
sent me
have
pictures.
So we need
I
a
sent him a text. I'm like,
closed
you
bow.
are crazy.
He said
We need a
it's
closed bow
tradition.
boat.
Yeah. No.
So we're not
Yeah, we need a
taking your
closed
boat.
bow boat. Yeah.
But it's amazing how you go up there in the summertime and there's lots of keeper fish available. People hammer them. That's why they only have a couple weekends. They split the quota between the early time now and a couple weekends in June and July if there's quota left over from the early fishery. And man, it's crazy because those fish up there, when that temperature warms up, those big fish get active. But I swear, right, the last 3 or 4 years, those fish know when they're 38 inches not to bite in the wintertime because you will catch 5 to a dozen fish that will be 37 and then some, but will not be 38 at the fork.
Dude, no. Last year, Handy and them smashed on them.
Was that the wintertime?
Yeah, that was in the wintertime.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, they
Handy's just better.
smashed
Okay, well,
on
then they
them.
found
Our
they,
guy
they found
Josh
some
Handy
dumb
will
ones.
take us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Josh, will you
I'm
take-
booking
will you
with
take me?
Handy.
Book with Handy.
Yep.
And you know what? I will sit here and smash steelhead, so whatever.
Yeah, I ain't going to go chase sturgeon, walleye, nothing until I'm done with steelhead fishing.
Are you in your raft or?
What's
getting
that?
Are you in your raft or getting after it in the sled?
Yeah, a little bit of both.
He's probably
now.
in his raft rolling it and drowning.
Oh my gosh! I was waiting for that to come up.
He was in his raft until he drowned.
Until he got bucked out.
I'm
Yep.
actually on my 3rd raft now, guys.
Yes.
I just keep buying the same one because
Yeah,
it
so if
keeps
you want to
sinking. Oh
book
my
with Cameron
God.
Black, just be prepared to wear your life jacket.
And
Anyway,
your
Right.
life insurance.
anyway, so what that's about, ladies and gentlemen, is
A friend of a friend of a
friend saw me roll my raft on one of the dumbest, littlest, easiest rivers known to man in Southwest Washington, and
The Columbia?
Yes.
yes, the
Kamikaze.
I don't freaking know. Anyway,
Lucas, you will cut that out.
That
you
will be
get the
gone.
idea.
Yeah.
I was trying to blend a bunch of river names so you wouldn't get mad at me.
All the key ones.
You said two. No.
We'll just beep it so they don't.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That'll be funny.
So I was on the. Anyways.
Oh,
yeah.
That needs to be edited out.
Don't look at me.
Anyways, long and short story. I got a message from a guy last week, heard from another guy through another guy. Valerie called me today, heard someone watched me roll my... I'm like, are you guys like really that bored? Is it really just getting that cold that you don't want to go outside? So people are just fishing for... I don't know. Anyway, so I did a little public service announcement. Yeah,
I believe it.
You would.
I want to start a
would,
rumor
you know what?
tomorrow just to see how fast we can spread it.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm alive.
good
Didn't
to
kill
know.
anybody.
You didn't roll your raft.
Did not roll my raft.
That's too
It would be
bad.
tough to roll around. I mean, you could do it definitely, but
You know, wood kills. You get hung up on some of them log jams we float by.
oh yeah, wood kills for sure, and it'll stab a hole. You know what else kills? Rebar. You want to watch out for rebar.
And there's another story there where I actually did go right over a 6-inch piece of rebar sticking out of the water, but that's why I bought that raft.
Yeah, we saw it like 4 feet before.
Yeah.
Marlin and I, rebar.
And I'm yelling,
crap.
where?
Right in front of us.
Marlin makes a
Felt it
great
in our
door
feet.
sitting in front of me, so I never saw it until it literally picked the raft up, and I watched it go right down in between my legs and out the back of the boat.
Luckily,
And it didn't do anything to
Well,
do
the
a damn
rebar
thing
was
to the raft.
pointing downriver,
Yes.
which was the only savior really, and the bottom coating on that raft. But
Yeah,
Still.
that was lucky.
yeah,
That one
That's
was-
why you want to have a patch kit in your raft and a big one.
I do, but that thing,
And
if that
maybe
would
some
have
duct tape.
if that, I was gonna say, if that thing would have actually
that
took
would have
hold,
zippered the raft.
there would have been an 8-foot
too
gash down the middle of that
Dude, we
sucker.
could have floated it out. It would have been.
There would have been no floor.
Well, there would have
Yes.
been no floor, but
Yeah, that's a self bailer.
it would have been like Phil's
I
with
don't
a
know.
giant thing of water in the bottom of it.
Oh, the fun we
Thank
have.
God that didn't happen.
But really, that's about that incident with the rebar. About the really closest oh crap pucker moment I think I've really had. We've had a couple hang up on rocks, stuff like that, but nothing close to tipping.
I drug my anchor one time a little too far. It was really a rookie move. I shouldn't have done it. I was fishing and I wanted to keep fishing. I was being kind of lazy. I didn't want to have to row back up, so my anchor is slowly just dragging me down and the current's catching me and I'm fishing, and then all of a sudden the current is taking me fast and my anchor's just dragging along and it hooked up on a rock like mid-run and it sucked the back of my raft under the water and it scared me and I shouldn't have done that, and I have my girlfriend Allie with me. I kept calm. She had no idea that we were actually like really close to being in trouble. And I was able to just make her sit on the front of the raft, and I somehow was able to pull the rope up and dislodge the anchor. But it scared me because the water, if I didn't have a self bailer, we would have filled up in like 5 seconds. There was water pouring over the back of my raft, but it was going in and right out. That's one thing I love about the self bailer.
Self bailers,
I will
yeah.
never own a raft that is not self bailing.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
nice.
you can't have you're not going to be sitting there pumping out your raft while you're sitting in the middle of a rapid thinking about what to do. You know, like the self bailer is a huge deal for me.
I mean, self bailer. I mean, it's just a giant inner tube at that point in time. You get inflatable floors and stuff like that, but I mean, you can't sink a freaking inner tube.
It's
unless you
going
pop
in
it.
and out.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Ugh, scary stuff.
Yeah, what do you guys do on like your first run of a river in a raft?
bring rope.
Bring rope and
bring a lot of-
scout and just get out, take a look at stuff.
Swallow your pride.
Yes.
Get out.
Respect.
Wear your
walleye.
life jackets.
Yeah.
Definitely wear. If you can rope around something that you're second guessing, rope around it. If you have,
I'm gonna be using my rope a lot.
well, yeah.
Well, just like that
Do you
falls
know
we
how
did.
to row yet, Marlin?
I know how to row a pontoon boat.
Okay, there you go.
There you go. No, I mean,
I'll be
shoot,
fine.
I mean, even when we
Yeah.
ran that waterfall, what was it? I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. You know, we had the opportunity where we had put guys down below, and we'd roped through there. Lonny and I, we roped it, and I'm like, you know what? I think we're gonna run this time just to see. But even then, you know, we still got the throw ropes.
Oh, yeah, we got all ready.
rescue ropes down below. We were at that spot. We were able to walk down below just in case that if I was to take a tumble, you know. Hopefully, I think Ben went with us that day. At least he could throw a rope and saving grace before you went over the other fall. And yeah, we kind of set it up. But yeah, you're right. Respect it. Get out. Take a look. You know, burn a day, walk down to these runs, check stuff out.
Bring rope.
Don't
A lot of
die.
rope. I even bring a block and tackle with me. I have a little ox block thing that's made for like rappelling or lowering heavy loads down. I use it at work, and you might have seen the video of me throwing my raft over a bridge and lowering it down. That's what I used, is the ox block to lower it down. And that run, none of us had ever floated before. I don't even know anybody that floated this particular river. Me and Cody did it, and we got out on several times and looked ahead. And I brought that block just in case, and about 200 feet of rope, because we heard there was log jams and canyons and giant rapids. It ended up being kind of sketchy, and there was one tree across the river, but we did it safely. You know, I had my life jacket on when I needed it. So we did get hung up on one rock. It was kind of scary, but
I heard you flipped.
no, I have the video to prove that I didn't flip. But I did make one wrong stroke, and I missed a rock, or Cody missed a rock, because he's like a gigantic wall in front of me. He's supposed to be spotting the rocks. We missed it, and I hung up on it and went sideways down the rapid a little bit. Exactly what you really don't want to do in a boat or a raft, but I got out of it pretty easily. So,
Well, like you said, biggest thing you do, just respect it. Swallow your
Yeah.
pride.
yeah,
I hear
don't
ya.
forget the patch kit and an extra oar.
Yeah.
Definitely an extra oar. I have a little paddle in mine. I didn't get a full-on oar. I probably should, but the little paddle works if I have to.
How many pounds is your anchor?
25, I think, or 30. I have no idea. It's wore off.
How big's yours?
Mine's a 35.
How big do you think
bet
I
mine's
need
a
for
30.
mine?
Probably not a 35.
No.
25 or 30.
Whatever I have is what you want. I think it's a 30.
I mean, the bottom
That
line
has
is
to be what I have then.
Yeah, the bottom line is you don't want anything too heavy, because you don't anything that's you need anything more than that 34. I mean, for a 2-man, you're not going to want to anchor it anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be something you're not going to
Well,
want to
yeah,
throw an
or-
anchor in. Just for
yeah,
that,
or it's
for what
gonna
you're
snag
using
up and
earlier.
suck you under.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not something. Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, you definitely have to pick your spots a little.
Have
bit
a
with the
fillet
raft
knife
versus
ready,
your boat.
quick.
That too.
Yeah,
Cut your
well,
rope.
there's also another rule of thumb on a raft is you don't normally want big ass knives out, because they will pop.
Don't have.
I'd
a
rather
knot.
have one with me, because if
Have
that
it with
happens
you,
and you
but
gotta
don't
cut your
have it
rope-
like readily available sitting there on the side of your raft.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I keep my fillet knife in my dry box, but the other thing too is don't have a knot at the end of your anchor rope.
No.
So if you do get snagged and if you have to let it go, you can just
can
let it
just-
go and it can
Oh,
feed
yeah.
through your
Just
catch
the whole
system, and the
rope,
whole
yeah.
thing
Yeah.
can go and you can just pop free. So don't have
Exactly.
a knot in the end of your rope.
Yeah, that's a.
And make
A
sure you
good
get
safety
and get
thing.
floating rope too.
That's some good rule of thumb. What
Yeah.
about on the bank? I feel like some guys push it a little bit much, like Marlin, as far as
What do you mean?
crossing the river.
Oh, waist deep in fast
Waist
water.
deep,
I,
fast.
I never go over my hips in faster
Yeah.
moving water.
I don't even do that.
The hip, yeah, that
I've
will.
gotten too old nowadays. I go up to
Yeah.
like my knees.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pushing it.
Or like one of my first trips with you, I basically went out through just some crazy rapid, almost got swept under it.
And you
I'm
were like, "What is this
I was
guy
like, what?
doing?"
You and Rob, I was like, what are these guys doing?
Well, Rob can't talk because last winter, I don't know if Morgan knows this or not, his wife, but last winter, 2 winters ago, he actually did fall in
in
the middle of the
yeah,
river
above the
by
park,
himself.
Oh my
and went
gosh.
completely under
No
the
way.
water, like flailing around. And he had my rod with me, or with him. I let
Lonnie
him
was a lot more concerned
Well, I let
about
him
that.
borrow one of my custom rods. I'm like, damn it, Rob. I'm gonna have to go steal one from your wife now. But yeah, so it's definitely sketchy. You want to respect the river for
yeah,
sure,
wintertime
at all
is
times.
sketch. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, there's
you don't
no-
want to be that guy.
I don't cross usually unless I got someone with me.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
And it's
Like
really
not
low.
a spot that I think I might fall in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
easy.
don't question. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Don't get yourself in that situation. I have a couple times, and when I was a little
Yeah.
kid, I almost went off the deep end, and I
I almost
Still think about that.
almost cashed my chips in on the Talkeetna, Alaska, fly fishing 7-8 years ago. I was trying to wade across the Talkeetna. First off, that's pretty stupid because that's a big river. But it was really low, and one of those things you get out there and you kind of get halfway across and you
Yep.
think, oh, I can get
Yeah,
it.
oh, I
And
can
then
go.
that one step in that glacial water was a little too deep, and I started ticking the rocks. And by the
Oh,
time I
man.
got my feet back underneath me, I was about 100 yards downstream. I was still upright. and then the whole river sucked to the bank that I left from. And by the time I was backpedaling at this time. Thank God I had my wader belt on, and the whole river dumped right into a log jam. And it was one of those log jams that was sticking 20 feet in the air, just a spire of just garbage. And it was like, dude, you touch that, you're dead. You're getting hung up. You're dead. There was a saying with whitewater kayaking that wood kills, because wood's not naturally really supposed to be there, and so it creates all crazy hydraulics. It sticks you where you don't want to be stuck. Wood kills. I was gonna die in that thing. I threw my rod. Finally ditched the rod. Fortunately, I got the rod back. It swung into the bank, and literally reached for like the last little tiny limb of like some little crappy alder scrub bush, and grabbed it with one hand, and it was just enough to swing me into the bank to where I could feel the rocks under my feet, and literally back crawled up the bank, and then had to crawl up some 20-foot embankment to get out.
So don't
And
be that
just
guy.
about died. Yeah, I mean,
be
literally
Cameron.
just out of nowhere, just about cashed my chips.
I've
in.
had that happen a couple times where I
On
get
the
halfway across the
Steelhead.
river, and then I'm like, oh, crap,
what
this
am
is
I
a lot
doing?
faster than I thought.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, crap, should I go back or should
You're
I go?
committed.
And then
And
at that
then
point,
you're getting,
and then you
and then
gotta
you're moving-
turn your body.
Exactly, and then you're getting pushed downstream. So where you went out, and see what screwed me was when I went out into the river was not the same way I was coming back, because I had moved about 50 yards down current. Well, where I was coming back was deeper, and so you just got trapped. And it was probably about a 60-yard cross, so it wasn't like,
But that next hole looks so
it did.
good.
That hole looked great, and you know what? I never did it, and I never fished. I didn't fish anymore.
That was
that
probably the
day.
biggest fish you would have ever caught.
I would have
Dub
caught that right there.
falls.
Dub falls.
Dub falls.
Yeah.
I
dude,
don't-
I'm always trying to like push the limits to get to the next hole.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, the other day
On that
cro-
river that we fish in the OP that I told you to float that upper section, that's where I really started to like, because that river, you're like, you just want to keep crossing to get up
Yeah.
to
Oh,
more
yeah.
and more holes. Dude, and it's well, yesterday Phil calls Lonny, or Lonny calls Phil and's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Lonnie's like, I'm gonna go fish, and Phil's like, yeah, I'm not going. I'm gonna stay home. and then he like 30 minutes go, or Lonnie tells him where he's gonna go fishing. You tell the story because I don't know it.
Yeah, basically, Phil called me. Phil calls and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like, I'm out fishing. He's like, "Well, it's really windy and it's cold outside, so I'm gonna stay home." So I'm fishing, and he calls me again. He's like, "Where are you at?" Like, "Well, I'm gonna go down here and fish." He goes, "Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna come out and fish somewhere. I don't know where yet." So I'm fishing, and there he is in the best hole on this whole property,
corked us.
right in the bottom of it. And
He probably thought, I got 20 minutes
And
to get down there before those guys do.
I confronted him about it today. I was like, "Phil, what the hell, dude?" And he's like, "What? I left you the best runs." I'm like, "Dude, you just told me that was the best run on the whole property."
was he swinging
and
a fly?
No, he
No, they
wasn't.
were
He was
bobber
bobber
fishing.
fishing.
Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted
They
to
were
catch
bobber
it.
fishing, and then he passed us and didn't even stop and say hi because he was trying to get to
He
another
snuck
hole
through.
before us.
And that other hole, he got a
Snake
fish
in the grass.
He got a fish in that other hole, but he lost it. So, haha.
Karma's a, yeah.
Yep.
Because I was like,
I haven't fished it all winter.
yeah.
I wonder if he's baiting you like you told that one guy who was drift fishing versus the float fishing and that other.
Oh yeah.
And now he's like, damn it! Now when I go there, he's there every single time. You gotta be. I was telling the guys today, I'm like, don't worry about it though, because you can make a living catching fish that people miss. So
Oh,
you got
absolutely.
nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Always a fish in the hole. Treat every hole like that.
What else we got, Lucas?
We're basically just talking winter fishing, conditions. We talked a little bit about some of the precautions that we should take, but what about boat-wise, Cameron? What are you doing if you're taking the sled out in the wintertime? What are you doing to your boat? Kind of winterize.
I don't have to do much for winterizing because I use it so much, fortunately. And I'm fortunate enough to be able to store it in the garage. But even just yesterday, I hadn't taken the boat out for about a week and a half because we've just been real raftable rivers and stuff lately. And so I'll actually go out, turn the battery on, turn the engines over, just jar the fluids a little bit, and then let it sit. Just every now and then, just going out and just starting that engine and at least making sure it's turning over. Like I said, rotating some of the stuff so the gas and the stuff's like that, not just sitting in the lines and getting all gummed up and coagulating and all that crap. And then this way, every time I go out, it's ready to go. But I got outboards, so pretty easy maintenance stuff. But yeah, it's been very, very, very
Don't want
cold.
to start them though, right?
No, I just kind of turn them over. I usually let them like pop fire and just turn it right off. Just like if you were even when you put that boat into the
Problem
water.
is mine. If I do that, it'll start.
Yeah, you have the Suzuki
yeah.
with the little auto start thingy.
So just let it start and then turn it right off.
Right off. I mean, you got to think. So even though that impeller is going to be wet and stuff like that, when you put it in the water, it's still not enough like to rotate or anything like that. And you don't want to leave it on because the second you are rotating that engine, that impeller is going to be sitting in there turning and burn that rubber up. Mm-hmm. So like I said, this is just something that I like to do. And you know what? Oh man, I got to knock on some wood. I've had some really good luck with those Yamahas and my motors in general, over my guiding career. And I don't know, like I said, I always say, you don't let stuff rest. If it rests, it rusts. So just make sure you're always kind of using it. Don't let it sit for 6 months. Don't go out there on April 1st thinking you're going to go out springer fishing. You haven't touched that boat for 6 months and try to go down to the boat launch and be that guy.
But that's
because
what,
it ain't going to start.
That's what most people are doing is leaving it, from fall season to spring season around here.
Yeah.
Just fishing off the bank. So
do a little pre.
I haven't touched mine.
Yeah, you're going to need to. You're going to want to.
Yeah, it's due for. I need to service it anyway.
Yeah, because nothing is more annoying than on April 1st on a Saturday in the Columbia.
I think we need to enter that tournament this year against Cameron. What do you think?
Oh yeah.
Which one is that?
The NSIA tournament, the Springer one. You never invite me to be on your boat, so I might as well go against you then.
I need good fishermen.
Exactly. Game over.
Yeah, now that I've said that.
Josh, you in? NSIA, Jerry against Cameron.
Oh,
we got some thumbs.
I feel like
some thumbs up.
I feel like some gentleman wagers need to be brought out here because
Who
I
else
think
is gonna do?
the worst I've ever done in any tournament in the last 4 years was 6th place.
And I was in it. And that was the one I was in with you.
Thanks, Marlin.
That wasn't buoy 10.
The tournament that I did, we didn't do good.
We got 4th. We got 1 fish.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, we got 4th place with 1 fish. There was 9 fish brought in for 70 teams. Yeah.
That was a terrible day.
What are you talking? You're right. It was that was last year's NSIA in the spring, and they closed it on the last day. So
we would have done better if we would have went where I said. If we would have floated in your raft, it would have been game over.
I don't think so because we know guys, but we know guys that did because all the teams had to go do something. They either had to go to the Willamette or they had to go to the Tribs that have springers, and there ain't that many of them, especially that early in April. And I think what we should have done is taken the sled and gone steelhead fishing in another situation. That's where we should have gone.
Yeah.
And if we would have done that, we would have easily won because I heard it was a good bite up there and nobody went up there. And it's a part of the rules that you can do it. Mm-hmm. But either way, yeah, that day was terrible because like I said, there was 9 fish brought in for something like 200 anglers.
Well, either way.
I got one. I got mine.
I'll go against you next
Whatever.
year.
Shut up.
I will go against you. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Oh.
Game over.
I hear a $500 bills being thrown down on the table here,
Handy's
bro.
a Springer master. That
you
guy,
better hope the Columbia don't close, though. What would happen then?
Then we just take the 2-mans.
Yeah, we just go down into the 2-mans. Game over.
I'm doing it off the bank.
I'll drive.
This year, though, with the snowpack, that might not be a
I'll
bad
drive
idea.
all the way to the Oregon coast.
Yep.
Cool story, bro.
Ooh,
That's what we'll do.
Speaking of deadfalls.
That's actually a good idea.
Gavin's been catching 50-pounders.
Again?
Yep.
Again? Oh my goodness! Yeah,
Gavin.
Springer
Good old
season. It's
Gavin.
hard to believe. My earliest Springer I've ever caught was February 6th, and really that is less than a month away if you think about it.
No.
Wow.
No. Not
No,
Springer fishing.
I know, and you know
until
what?
Freaking
Me and Lonnie say that every single
year,
year,
and then you end up doing it.
Then we see like 2 or 3 Springers caught, and we're like, dude, let's get out and go
we're
spring.
better than them. We can get out.
And what's so stupid? I'm telling my guys today. I'm like, you know what? Even last year, I'm not booking a Springer trip until March 25th. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go.
Cameron told me
fishing.
he wasn't guiding all winter season.
And that's a lie.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I said I was going to give you 1 weekend day to go get content.
Oh, jeez.
And that's a lie too. Anyways, but I told I'm not going to go Springer fishing until March 25th. Not going to do it. Then we did the Anglers Convention on March 5th and 6th last season. And caught those, Brandon Glass and I each caught a dandy fish. Of course, you get the bug, and then you're like, oh, I got to go Springer fishing now. And
then Forrest just went out there and put the beat down.
Forrest got some early fish. But then the one day that we went out there and we went, it was like March 20th, and we went out there, it was miserable Springer fishing. I told my guys, hey, let's get off this damn river. It's windy as hell. Let's go bobber dogging some of the steelhead rivers. Let's just go try it. Give me an hour. I can grab the gear. We can go. Guys said, sure, sounds good. Get off the river. And we went up there and just massively crushed the steelhead. And that's what's so stupid about it, because the reality of the situation is we should all be steelhead fishing right till the end of March.
Wrong.
No, I love it.
Everyone go out and chase springers.
Go
February
fish
1st.
And just like,
get out there and get them.
and everybody, just like you two just said there 5 seconds ago, everybody does the same damn shit every year, where everyone's like, nope, we're not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And then guess what? We'll be out there twirling herring like everybody else.
Oh, we will. We better get on
March
buying our
10th.
cases. Our cases
I
here.
still got a bunch from last year.
Oh, that stuff's raw.
I didn't get to go.
Oh, no, never going to work. Oh, man. Every year, Springer fever.
No, 20-pound steelhead fever.
Yes.
Fair
I think
enough.
we're gonna have some high water in the
not
Columbia
springer
this year.
fishing
We are.
until I get one this
And
year.
and the one saving grace to that, in what Marlin just said, is we got snowpack this year. The last 2 or 3 years, we've had some pretty marginal snowpacks. That's why I think we saw a lot of those end of February, early March fish. And I think this year that might change. We get one Pineapple Express the end of February, and we won't catch springers till the end of March. So we'll just have to see. But sure enough, someone will catch one during the sportsman show.
I heard one was caught today.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I heard what dude, people have caught them in January.
Yeah, you're talking those Oregon Coast ones?
No.
Oh.
I'm
Yeah.
talking on iFish,
It's
on the
going to be the
iFish competitions.
Willamette.
Oh. You can say Willamette.
It's going to be the Willamette.
The Willamette?
It's the Willamette. I thought it was Willamette. It's not Indian, right?
It's not iFish, it's cryfish. Come on, get that right too.
No. Love iFish. I'm on there all the time.
What's your moniker?
I don't know, because I've been banned so many times. I've been kicked off of that forum so many times, I don't even know my moniker because I always have to keep remaking them. I even got Rob banned off his account.
It's not hard.
Oh, it's so awesome.
You want to tell us how? No, let's not get it.
Yeah, we don't need to know how. It just happened. It just happened.
Oh,
So has anyone been catching any fish on Winter Chrome Blend?
I have.
I have too. This
I put
weekend.
some on my fly today. It
Did
didn't
you?
Cheater.
Yeah, it's not cheater. It's leveling the playing field.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't see that picture?
Yeah, that was Nick.
Yeah, that was a good pick.
That was like, no, I didn't have too many situations like today. Like today, I just don't think it was one of those days. What I've been doing is I've been reserving kind of the winter chrome. I'll add some water soluble to my prawns for my jigs. But when I
Real quick, Rob informed me this weekend that if we can keep continuing to talk about won't be my friend anymore.
oh no, is he actually seeing people use?
And dead serious. He like dead seriously looked me straight in the face and was like, I like seriously want you to stop talking about.
I'm not sure I disagree with him.
Yeah. And
Well,
he was like,
I think we need to.
Like I said in the live feed, it wasn't just a couple years ago that if one of us in our inner circle of fishermen mentioned to someone else, there would have been a pillowcase party for that guy.
I still
We would have
can't
had a
believe
feast
he's
happening
happening
right
right now.
I still remember the first time I would, we'd sit there and talk about it, and I'd take shots, and we'd take shots back, and we'd finally look. I could still almost remember the first seminar Marlin spilled the beads on that.
it was that
Still
big winter
remember.
steelhead one we did at Bob's.
We just kind of die. But
No, it was at the Northwest Steelheaders a lot earlier
not
than that.
everybody
and I
No,
was
it was
like,
about the
listening.
same time.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's
And the
what I'm
bottom line-
saying.
And I don't know if you heard the story, but I mean, shoot, just 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and at the
Either way,
Either
Rob
way.
wants us to stop talking about
Okay,
it.
so
So,
Stop talking about
So
what?
here's the official
Exactly.
announcement.
Tip your
There
jigs
you go.
with bait.
Yep, tip your
Period.
jigs with bait.
No, it's true.
There you go.
Use whatever.
Add a little something there.
Hey, what about little rubber egg clusters tipping on your
That's
jig?
good too. Spawn
I kind of
sacks.
just wondered into spawn sacks. I don't know. I've never done it. Well,
I think the
have.
idea is just bait in general.
those jigs that we used to make that one dude made, those
Yeah,
sucked. Those
that's
did not
true.
work. Those goober jigs or whatever.
Yeah,
They
but
worked for springers.
like
Yeah,
have a little
yep.
scent. Scent is everything.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's why I was stoked with the water soluble.
But anyways,
Put it on the
back to
jigs.
what I was saying though. Like today, it seemed like when we pulled into the hole, water was good viz. If there was a fish there, it was jumping on our gear. Like, I mean, first cast,
That's
first
how all
swing
weekend
through,
was.
bam. I mean, the fish were willing. They were more than willing. But if I have those spots where it didn't really happen today, but in the last couple weeks, if I have that spot where I'll go through that hole and that bobber drains and I miss him, and we go through there a few more times, I'll usually stop everybody. Okay, hey, we need to add some of the sticky liquid to the worms, or we need to add some of it to the jig presentations, and just change it up. And I've seen it happen a half a dozen times this season where with those fish that grabbed, and he might have gone, I mean, and the water's low and clear, so they're only, I mean, you could pretty much pick right where they're sitting. And anyways, going through the hole, not getting him, taking it back, waiting about 3 minutes, resending, giving him something different, throwing it back
Bingo.
out there, and freaking bam. And I've had it happen enough now to where that's just another weapon in the arsenal, another tool in the arsenal. And it's been paying dividends having it on
Yeah,
there.
it has for me too.
And guess what?
That's
And guess
why
what?
we
If that
carry
doesn't work,
multiple rods.
and guess what? If that doesn't work, then I'll throw beta eggs on. And if that doesn't work, I'll try a different scent. Like it's just another weapon, but it's been working.
Yeah, this weekend I was switching back and forth between the Winter Chrome Blend and the Anise Plus just to kind of test it because Anise Plus has always been one of my favorite scents, and it I didn't really notice a difference in one working better than the other, but just having scent in general worked.
Something.
Helped.
Oh, yeah.
Different.
Well, covering human scent, first of all.
It also depends on the day too, because today there was, like I said before, there was not a soul on the river, and chances are with the weather we had the last few days, those fish, I bet, those offerings we were giving them today were probably the first ones they were even seeing, But like when I was telling my clients today, like on a day where the pressure's on, like I won't just have that bait that shall not be named. I will have Mad River eggs. I will have salmon eggs.
Yep.
I will have
all sorts of
3 or
stuff.
4. I will have just everything I can throw at them, and knowing that if I'm following 4 or 5 drift boats down the river, that I can't do what they're doing in front of me, especially when the water's low and clear, because those fish are going to be sitting right on the X's, sitting right in those boulders, sitting right where you expect them to be. Got to give them something different.
Yep. That's how you separate yourself.
Another thing that we used to use a lot on worms is just crawfish scent.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
was a game changer. I know years ago. I haven't really used it much lately.
I know it's
but-
funny how you get away from stuff, isn't it?
But-
how you have something that's like consistent. You're always using it, and then for some reason, like you just stop using it, and you're like using something different.
It's a game changer. I remember one time we were fishing. It was me, you, and Phil. Me and Phil were both throwing worms and running the exact same run, and he put a little bit of crawfish on, and boom, he caught 2 fish in a row.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the other thing is too, is like you got to think. I know a prawn manufacturer that manufactures bait, and he uses a lot of cryonis. He orders a lot of cryonis. I'm gonna leave that one. I'll just leave that one on the table.
Yeah.
Just for fun, and they catch fish.
Oh yeah, for
So,
sure.
Let's talk about your new tat.
My new tat, Lady Liberty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait. We got another little story about the branding though. Or do we want to talk about that first before we talk about your tat?
I am not branding myself.
That's what that addicted brand was for, bro.
Lonny is going to brand himself on film.
No, Val's
be
gonna.
Bam Margera.
Oh, she said she would do it. Not
No.
me. I already got it branded
Lonny,
on my
we need
arm.
another viral video.
Oh
You
gosh,
can't
could
just
you
pull-
imagine? That's a big
Can't just
brand
pull hooks
too.
out.
That would hurt
Your skin
bad.
would
Yeah.
Hey, if
sizzle.
anyone wants to volunteer to be on a YouTube video of us branding them with Addicted,
There we
send
go.
us a
Yeah,
message.
just YouTube branding if you're
I
not
can't
exactly sure what
imagine
that is.
how many release
Branding
forms that person
cows.
has to
Yes.
sign.
Someone's going to do it.
Yeah, but the Lady Liberty tattoo. I don't know what really made me want to get that. I just love America and I love fishing, so America and fishing.
There you
So
go.
why not get the Statue of Liberty?
So it's a
fighting
Statue of
fish,
Liberty fighting like a steelhead, or
fighting
what?
That's
fighting a
amazing.
steelhead on my arm. Yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
And,
That's amazing.
Who did that for you?
that was Zach Thompson at Hopeless Inc. in Vancouver. They're,
Yeah, Vancouver, Washington.
Yeah, they're a good shop. I've been into quite a few different tattoo shops. I have a dozen tattoos or so on my body, all over in various places. And
And we're not getting into that today.
I saw that they're ranked number 1 in Clark County for tattoo shops around the area, and so I called them up, went in there, and Zach had a cool style, and he drew up a couple pretty dope little designs, and we picked one and went with it.
Somebody
So-
else got an addicted tattoo on their forearm.
Yeah,
Did you see
someone.
that?
I just
Who
saw
was
it.
that?
I don't know.
I didn't recognize
Yeah, I
the name,
don't
but
know either.
I don't know if I was on the old book of faces much that day, but I saw that too. Somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, they did. I mean, come on, it's the addicted logo. It's badass, but
Yeah.
Yeah, right on their forearm. It was pretty
I
cool.
mean, it was a big. That was like black and red. It looked good too.
It did. It looked good. He had like a jig or something like inlaid behind it or something.
Yeah, that would look
Nice.
good.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool.
I'm too chicken
For what?
to get a tattoo. You don't have any tats, do you?
Nope.
You can just do the brand.
Here's what
Just
you
the
do.
brand. I'll just
Yeah.
brand.
Go in to Hopeless, and Zach has a whole big board behind his thing of pretty cool art design
Yeah,
that
they
he
got-
has.
they got crazy design.
Yeah, that you can pick basically.
They got something
I
like
want
8
that.
or
He's
9.
got like a tiger thing, like with a big fiery ball behind it. It
I
looks
think,
pretty badass.
I think
He has
Cameron
this-
needs a lower
She's
cat
got
back.
this mermaid
Yeah.
thing.
The addicted tramp
dude,
stamp.
I need a tramp
The
stamp.
addicted tramp
Okay.
stamp would go
This
so
went downhill.
perfect
Oh my-
with his
the
volleyball career.
first person who gets the addicted tramp stamp gets something cool. An
Gets a
addicted prize
personal
pack.
guided steelhead trip by Lonny Brooks.
There you go.
You better be careful. There might be some ladies out there that'll do it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to fight off Allie.
Yeah, I don't think Allie's going to be allowing that.
I was gonna say we got to make sure it's not one of those henna ones. Like it's got to be for reals. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
signed
yeah.
and certified.
I'm gonna have to see that. You know, see if it'll smudge off.
Oh,
We might have a
geez.
really interesting update on that in the next podcast.
Well, how was your guys' New Year? Did you have a fun? What did you guys do?
I went to bed at 9 o'clock.
So
I
did
was so sick.
I wanted to go fishing the next day, so I went to bed at like 9.
And guess what? No one else on the river.
There wasn't. It was amazing.
I was sick as a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were puking, huh?
I was down for that
I went
whole
coyote
week.
hunting one day again. Missed again. Pretty neat.
Not surprised.
I'm such a good shot.
That sucks.
I tried. I went over to your dad's. Tried to call it in. It was snowing. It looked so good. The field was all white, and it was just snowing, dude. Nothing. I couldn't get one.
You know
coming
he
in.
trains them though. If as soon as he hears them like howling in the middle of the night, he goes out there with his call from the deck and just like
Why?
he thinks he's gonna call him into the house. I don't know. I don't know.
He's like,
Calling
yeah,
with the kitty cat
because I
call?
left it. I left at like 4:15 or something. He's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go out there and sit till dark and see if one comes out. He's like, I better hope it doesn't.
got the mag out there. New scope. Yeah,
That's classic.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. What's we got? We're going to the OP. We're going to the Olympic Peninsula coming up here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a podcast right after that. I think.
that's gonna be fun.
I can't wait.
I've never fished any of that. I've never fished. Oh, we can't mention
Dude,
names.
truth be told, I have wanted to fish with Mike Z, no joke, for probably as long as I can remember. Like, pretty much for as long as I've steelhead fished, I've wanted to fish
Me
with that guy.
too.
That's
And
gonna
I
be a fun
finally
day.
get to fish with him.
And it's kind of funny, Mike. I actually called him last winter, because I was trying to find a shuttle up there when I was fishing. And as soon as I got off the phone, I texted Marlin, and I was like, "Dude, I just talked to Mike Z. What's up?" I'm pretty sure I talked to Lucas too.
Your,
like, right
your
after.
cred went up 4
And
steps
I was like,
right
"Yo,
there.
I got his digis if you need them." He's just kind of a legendary kind of dude. You want in that area, you want to go. You want to fish with him if you
Fish with
wanna.
the locals, no question.
Fish,
I'm excited. It's gonna be
and
fun.
he's fished that area for so long. He's got it dialed. All different conditions.
yeah.
He knows how the rivers change, what to use when, where to fish.
You're very
after a
consistent.
rainstorm. Yeah,
Very
so-
consistent.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
he's-
lot of fun to see, like, you know, because I mean, really down here, as far as like my drift boating way back in the day and the rafting, like there wasn't anybody like around here that I really like clinged on to. So a lot of it was, you know, I worked at Fish Wildlife for 7 years, a lot of trial and error, and kind of at least in that. I mean, I fished with a lot of different sled guides, and you know, just we all have our little inner circle we fish with and all that stuff. And it's gonna be real interesting going somewhere completely new. Never looked at any of them rivers up there. I mean, the half dozen, never even fished
You
any
are
north.
the new guy.
I am the new guy. It's gonna be real interesting to see just a whole nother operation, just how it goes. I mean, I'm never going to. I'm a homebody. Like I said, I've never gone there and fished before. It's gonna be real cool to see just kind of
Yeah.
like how his approach is, like how versus my approach.
We're getting on
versus
the-
your approach. It's
We're
gonna be-
getting on the Quinault. I don't care. That guy still hasn't called me back. I don't know what's going on with him, but I'm gonna start looking tomorrow again for
just
someone else.
post something on Facebook, like a public service announcement, like my raft flippage thing.
Yeah, we
Public
should.
service announcement. We need to
We
fish
need
the
to-
Quinault
We want to hit the
this
Quinault
weekend.
this weekend.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know when this podcast is going out, but
Probably after.
probably
Yeah.
after this
It
weekend.
This counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it actually should be here soon. We'll,
But the fish will be in the rivers up there for months, so
True.
we need to fish the quinault.
There you go. This is
part
just
of
a
it,
blanket
anytime.
statement.
Yep.
Anytime.
Yep.
Hit us up
Everybody wants to
because
do it.
we have open schedules.
Yeah,
Exactly.
or
As
if
long
not,
as
we'll
it's-
make them open.
Yes.
As long as it's not mid-February.
It's going to be a lot of fun to go up to a couple rivers like the Quinault and stuff like that, where that's just a whole different program versus this WDFW versus Quinault thing. I mean, just the bang for the buck those guys get. I mean, the big hatchery fish those guys get versus what we got going on
Yeah, the
everywhere else.
result of a
It's-
successful program.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's going to be
They
eye
get
opening.
numbers and big fish.
Yeah, what's the excuse? In a pretty small-ish system. I mean, I'm not real familiar with it, but
It's
I mean,
pretty big.
It's a big river, and I think
Yeah.
isn't the Clearwater a trib to the
Dude,
to the upper?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I see some of the pictures. They seem to be on some of the smaller tribs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they fish some of the smaller ones that run into the Quinault. I
But
don't
it's
know.
just system wide.
Yes.
System wide spankage
Yeah.
of big fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real interesting. I can't wait.
I'm so excited to go over there.
We're gonna hit the weather right. It's gonna be good.
Well, yeah, thank you everybody for listening. This has been the Addicted Fishing Podcast. Again, check us out on our website, fishingaddictsnorthwest.com. We got articles, videos, basically the whole accumulation of our content is there on the website. And then go ahead and like us on Facebook, Fishing Addicts Northwest. And then we also got a closed group where we get pretty technical with techniques and just interact with people, network. Just keep an eye out for us on Instagram, Twitter, all those, different
And then
outlets.
also on the podcast, make sure you guys subscribe to this so you
subscribe.
can get all of
Yep.
our future podcasts. And then please leave us a review. Let us know, how we're doing and what else you might want to see from our podcast and
Absolutely.
what you might want to hear us talk about.
Ask
That'd be
questions.
awesome.
Ask questions. We'd love to get into a lot of different subjects. But
Absolutely. I think we're going to have one more podcast probably come out before the Portland Sportsman Show. I think that's pretty.
Yeah, I believe
it's a pretty
so.
safe
We
bet.
should do one like right before.
yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
out right before the Sportsman Show, and then of course at the Sportsman Show, come by and say hi. We'd love to see you guys, get some pictures with everybody, and check out some of the clothing, some of the new products. We're gonna have rods set up there with different techniques. If you want to, ask questions, look up anything, it'll all be there. Find us at the Portland Sportsman Show.
Yep, east side, west side. Like I said, we got some Upper Columbia techniques coming down and all our stuff as well.
All right, cool.